Hello there.
Hello, motherfucker.
That's a cat in the chat. Meow, meow. Welcome back from ads. Thank you for the pennies.
Hello. Is your Wiggle dog jamming to the song? Wait, no, you can't. You can't. That's not possible. I want to listen to it again because I like the song. I may have listened to the song and gone like 50 miles an hour on my bike. I was going downhill in the highest possible like mode and just fucking sent it, and I was just like, screw it. I'm on like a souped up bicycle and I'm just gonna get hit 50. Technically, I didn't go over the speed limit. It's a fast road. By the way, that's 80 kilometers per hour for our friends over in the any land that doesn't use freedom units. All right, I'm gonna bring up the bot because I was working on it before stream started, so we're gonna do that. Although I should get into what I did today. Honestly, I didn't do much. I got up late. No, I got up early and I went out to the camp, and I got to the camp at like 10:30, and I was at the camp I think until a little after noon, like 12. Um, Cleaning up logs, cutting logs and stuff. Really bad news. Oh no, did the music venue thing not work out? Now I'm gonna bring this up. Ah, Plushy! Oh no. Here come the touchies. Oh, the touchies. Hi, Blushy. Hi, Blushy. How you doing? I'll get back to the venue news in a sec, but I crashed my motorcycle last week, and oh no! Ah, fuck ya! Yeah, I wonder who. That's a big window. Hang on. Well. What? There we go. So did I see you bounce? Shush. Wow. Okay, my brain turned off. You all right? Hype? Like, you're not in the hospital or anything, right? I don't know how to make this more legible. That's fine, right? You guys can read all that. You don't need any more. Bike is completely totaled. I'm guessing it wasn't insured. I mean, bikes can be replaced. Humans cannot. So, I'm glad you're all right. Doki. That's not Rainbow Road. Not very Rainbow Road of you. Definitely a way to. I know there's a way to. Oh, is it Control Plus? There you go. I have insurance for it, but from what I've been told, they would only be able to cover part of the cost to get it replaced. That's weird and unfortunate, and I definitely need to change this song playlist. Hang on. There we go. We chilling. We chilling and programming. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Was it your fault or somebody else's fault? It doesn't really change the fact that it sucks, but, you know. Okay. All right, I actually have to zoom this out a little bit because I need to see more than just that. To explain what I am doing, for those who are early. Essentially, I want to do a little event. Right? I haven't done a quote unquote event on this channel yet, mainly because I haven't really had a reason to. Right? Small streamer, not a whole lot going on, all that sort of stuff. But this time around, thanks to getting a surplus of income from Twitch, I want to invest some of that back. I still can get my 5 months of food, which I'm very happy about. But I want to invest some of it back into Twitch and kind of spread the good and spread the love around. And do that, I'm going to essentially put in 20 different emotes. Right? There's 20 emotes here, and the top 10 are gonna get picked for commission work. And essentially, what this is gonna be is over the course of, I'm gonna probably do a week, or maybe more. We'll see. But over the course of a week, I'm gonna run an event where I want to start tomorrow because I know Helldivers drops their update tomorrow, or start on Wednesday. And basically, it's gonna be this little joint thing. Like, hey, new democracy update. Hey, you want some democracy? Well, you can also vote for my new emotes, right? So this is kind of like joint, like, woo, democracy, you know, and kind of right alongside that. The commands will eventually be put in for everyone to be able to use, and like information on stuff like that. But right now, what I'm going to be doing is, essentially, I pledge. Essentially, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a couple of different things. I'm going to get the vote system in, and then, on Mix It Up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like something that pops up on an overlay, maybe some indication that a vote has been put in for an emote, something fun and cool, and like something that incentivizes people to actually vote, right? So there's like a pop-up on screen. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't developed that part yet. I'm trying to get the core systems created so that way they can actually work. And that is what I'm doing now. Hello. Hi, Beta. I'm creating the core system right now for the voting, essentially. And it's going to be a 1-a-day thing. So you can only vote once a day. And once your vote is cast, then you got to wait for the following day, right? So for the most part, I wanted to do a system where like you get 3 votes and you can vote for 3 different ones because, you know, there's quite a number here. But what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to incentivize people to like vote for your top 3, right? So if you like Tail, Crying, and Dedge, whatever, then on one day you'd vote Tail, on another day you'd vote for Crying, and on another day you'd vote for Dedge, right? Don't put all of your, unless you really just want that one specific one to win, it's better to diversify, because if we have ties, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to handle it, but for the most part, you'll get 7 votes, right? So if you're, if it's going to be a 7-day thing, you're going to get 7 votes. And you got to spend those votes wisely. It's not in yet. I know you want Tail Meow. I know. Tail might be animated as well, because it's probably going to be one of the easiest ones. When I contact my artist, who I contacted before about doing animated emotes, and she, I believe, said that her new job that she was working on is incentivizing animation, so she might be able to do animations. I also know that animating tails are relatively easy because it's basically a line that moves up and down at the tip. And as long as you have correct layering, then it wouldn't expose anything underneath, and you can animate tails really easily. And if she wouldn't do it, I might be able to do it myself if I got into the Live 2D animation. I've considered prime subbing channels just for the tail emote. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing, and that's what I'm getting set up. Right now, I'm not done. I've gotten some issues with binding. I'm having issues with this line here where I'm locking the data frame to the author that sent it, and I'm trying to set. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Never mind. I think I found the issue. I think oh, my eyes. Oh yeah, so I copy and paste a lot, so you're gonna be seeing a lot of derp eyes on this stream. I'm alright. I'm a little banged up, but I'll live. Oh, right, you said someone else's fault. Guy wasn't looking as I was making a left turn, and he made a right hand turn from the other side of the intersection and hit me. I was making a left, and he was making. Oh, that's dumb. Yeah. Yeah, bikes are spooky, man. When I'm on my bike, I basically like when you're in a car, you almost never need to look behind you, right? Because if you look behind, like people are gonna be like stopping because you're in a car. Whenever I'm on my bike, dude, I have to worry about both lanes of traffic, forward and back, because people literally just don't see you because you're not in a vehicle that's like 4 times your size. But also people just don't pay attention either. You know, that probably would have happened if you were in a car anyway. But yeah, bikes. I try to avoid, you know, where I live in the Northeast. It's relatively, calm when it comes to the amount of people. Like, there's a major road right next to me where people go 50 miles an hour down, 45, 50, 55. And I went out today and I saw like 3 or 4 cars on that road because I'm so in the middle of nowhere that even on the major roads, there's no one there. So I live in a nice area where I don't really have to worry about people coming up behind me too often. But the ones that I do, I just let go. I let them go past me or whatever. I'm a little I have to be defensive because I don't have speed. I'm very exposed and all that sort of stuff. I've nearly had someone hit me from behind several times. I've had to weasel my way from the intersection to make sure I'm safe. Front. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole thing about like lane splitting and stuff. Being safer for motorcycle drivers just because rear end collisions are very common because people just don't stop in time.
For
I'm in Gold
every
4.
delta, there's a
There's a
beta,
beta.
I think.
Hi, beta. Congratulations on goal 4. Okay, good news is good. So that's on that. Oh, nice. I hope that goes well for you, man. Boop. Been a bit though. Although I guess like from what I remember, they weren't really like immediately open. They were like with the idea of trying to get jobs open for people to come in for interviews. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, dude, I hope you get it. It was better pay than the last job, and it's probably better for you. Okay, so if the vote already voted, return. Lock the emotes to the argument, add a vote to it. New total is returned for sending. Lock the username of their last vote to this current day of the year. Oh, and then we need to print that to a file. So we're gonna do. I think in Python def statements have to be declared before they're used. So we're gonna do def write def def that data frame and the path. So the reason for this is essentially I have multiple instances of where this is happening, so I'm gonna lock it into a df and plop it in there so it's a little easier to do. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go here, and then this is gonna we're gonna grab the path. data frame, 2 CSV, path, index false. Well, that path exists. So this is going to get called once. And now wherever I have this instance of this code, which would be here, I'm just going to instead do, I should have access to it. I don't know if it's going to give it to me or not. Let's see. Interesting. I wonder if it's encapsulated. It might be encapsulated. All right, don't care. We're gonna delete it. This doesn't need to be good. It needs to be functional. I'm not doing this for a company. I'm doing this for myself. Doesn't matter. So the music vendors, especially the one I'm applying to, are infamously slow in the hiring. And no, there was nothing about them playing with the idea of a job position. It was just taking forever. I see. Okay. So I don't. Hello. Ah, fuck it. I don't care. We're just gonna copy and paste the code. This hurts me on the inside. This hurts me on the inside. I hate this. Oh, I hate this so much. I hate this. I hate this so much. I really shouldn't have the code like this. I should have a def statement where this code is applied. But it's not letting me do it. So, okay. This feels wrong. No, no, no. I can't do it. I need to fix it. Okay. I can't do it. I can't do that. I can't. It's actually bothering me. Okay. Hi, Krabic. I definitely know what's going on, said the crab to not knowing how to code. It's basic stuff. It's not too complicated. This job would be paying better than the last one. Also, one of my dream jobs to work in the media industry. So super dope. Fingers. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, dude. I hope you get it, man. I do. Hi, Zentra. So the right def definition is not accessible here, which is a little weird. But we're gonna try to handle it anyway, or we're gonna try to do it and just kind of see what it gives us. So with this one, so that gets updated, and then we also want to do basically this again, except we want to do, instead of that file path,
Oh, hello, papagena. Tu le bella con la papaya.
a papaya.
Oh, looky,
Hi,
looky,
Mobius.
Mobius is here. That's a VIP, everyone.
That doesn't mean I understand it. Yeah, that's fair. What are we talking about? Hype is potentially getting a new job, which they've been trying to get for a while. And it's just here. File path. File path is just data.csv. Nope, wrong one. Fun fact, tis is P in Danish. Oh, that's funny. I got minioned. You did get minioned, yes. Emo data CSV. There's all the data for you guys. We got Meow, we got Mimi, Autumn, Hype, Beta, Sandwich. I got all your data, folks. I'm a big company now. I'm harvesting that data. Yum, 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 yum. What are we playing today? I'm not entirely sure. As it stands right now, I want to get this programming finished. Then I think I might be doing Elden Ring today. Because I haven't played that in a bit. And I'm not exactly sure where I got to a new area, so there's definitely room to do stuff. Yeah. I want to get this finished. So there's a couple of things in this I need to make sure work. I think I'm pretty close to getting it done though. And we're also gonna remove this. So we're commenting this out just because when I run this, I don't want this to do any chat logging. I just want to handle the commands. Yeah. Okay. All right. Save and run. That's hard work. No, it's not track. God damn it. All right. So we're gonna do just because. Right DF not defined. Okay, that's kind of what I was worried about. So it says right DF is not defined, but I know it's defined here. So I'm trying to figure out why this def statement isn't am I not in the... No, I'm in the right. Tab out. I do... I see. That should help. All right, try that. What does VK stand for? Bot right takes two different... Bot.right TF takes two positional arguments, but 3 were given. What? 112. 3 were... Oh, is it passing self? Is that why? Hang on. It might be passing self. Try that again. Alright. I keep messing up typing and then it sends. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Path should be string bytes or path like, not data frame. Path is becoming it. Path is a data frame? Oh, is it inverted? Oh, it is inverted. That's why. Okay. I'm dumb. Okay, try this again. All right. Boat tail. I was typing sideways phone. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Emote data. Mark has 2 votes. Tail has 1 vote. Then where am I? Because the thing that's important here is the last vote should have a higher integer value, and it doesn't. Why doesn't it? Dear. I gotta head out, take care of some stuff at home. All right, yeah, absolutely. Take care, hype. Mark. Day of year is today. Last emote vote should be day of year for data. Yeah, last emote vote. Username is the author. And it should be binding that. Oh. Oh, no. So, hang on. The file path for the emotes is getting written out. DF. The F should be written to that. And I gotta go double check and make sure shit isn't brokey. Okay, not brokey. So, there's the pipes. I was waiting for that. Emote data is there. File path is there. DF going to file path. DF emote is going to emote file path. So that should theoretically be everything. Or not. Um, so the data isn't being updated. In the last emote vote, it's not being updated, which is weird because I'm binding it here to our current day of year, and it's not doing it. If I grab this and I do, what if I do new last day of? I want to see what this value is coming out to. I'm gonna rebind it by, so I'm trying to bind it here and then pull it back. And we're just gonna see if that works. I'm not sure why it's not doing what it's supposed to. Yep, wrong one. Oh my god, okay. New last dev, it's 2018. DF lock, DF username. DF lock, DF username. DF file path. New last day of. So it is working. Is it just not writing it out? Why is it not writing it out? Is the thing not working? Writing data frame file. Path. Okay, well, good news is the value is changing. Bad news is it's not getting to the text file. Oh. Is it filing use? Is it because the file is opened in the other bot? It could be because there's two bots running. We'll have to check that. I fucking... Yeah, writing data frame file, and then it's those two. So... Double DF. It is taking it. Oh, you know what? I think it's the other bot. I think the other bot is overriding it or something. So I'm gonna close that bot down and I'm gonna try it again. Oh wait, it knows. But this isn't updated. But it knows in data. Okay, hang on. Now if I go to... No, it's still not writing it out. It's got the data frame. The data frame is updated, but it's not writing it out for some reason. Hang on, file. Hang on, file. Data frame to CSV. Path. Index equal false. I'm gonna pull this out, and I'm gonna put both of these in manually here, and just to see if, like, I don't know, something is fucking up. Okay. So, we're gonna try that. Let's see if that works. Some data must have gotten updated. Oh, I'm blind. There it is. I just casted this to my TV so I can watch it in my room because my mom told me I had to clean. Not because it's messy, it's just for a cleaning check. Ah, I see. Okay. Progress. So wait, that means the last one did actually work and I'm just blind? I'm gonna change this to 0 again. I'm gonna load this bot up again. I'm going to vote for tail. I'm going to look at data. It's 218 now. Okay, and then I can go to my emote data. And a 6. Okay. Data good. All right. So, that means that I think the vote system is technically working because now if I do I've already voted today, right? All right. So that's good. And then we can just do and then we can do else. I want to control D. Why is that? What? It should be duplicate, whatever. Uh, and then okay. And then on this. Pretty sure I spelled argument wrong. Wait, did I not? Oh, nice. Okay. Um. So let's see. Um. I'm trying to figure out a way if there's a way that I could basically, I mean, I know I can, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to make it so that people can pull like a specific emote, you know, of like, oh, hey, what is this emote at for votes right now, right? And I'm thinking of doing exclamation point votes emote instead of vote emote. But I feel like splitting the commands up like that is going to be too cumbersome for the users. Um, but I'm not sure a good way to make it intuitive. Maybe vote total, vote amount. I might do like, if I did vote amount emote name, that might be good. Yeah, let's try that. So, and then we're gonna do amount. Vote one equals amount. Vote amount emote name, right? So vote. This one's gonna be amount. I keep doing that. This one's gonna be amount, and basically what we need to do is we just need to pull the value. So we're gonna do this, and this is just a check here, right? So that's just to make sure that whatever is valid. So this is gonna be actually argument 2. So if argument 2 is in this list, then we can actually check it. And what we want to do is we want to check this number here. So we're going to do df lock emote argument 2. Got the if. And then what this is going to do is it's going to give us values. And we're just going to want the first value because it's fine. Hi, Jack. There it is.
J J Y A J J J J J J J J
You all right there, bud?
J J J J J Y A J J H.
That was an impressively long one. Votes. And then has votes. So we're gonna do and then the emote 2. Okay. Now let's try to get this going. How you doing, Jack? So I should be able to do vote amount and then let's say bark. Okay, vote amount tail. All right, because I reset it. So if I do vote tail, damn it, because I reset it. Oh, that's good. As you can tell, I'm making a bot. Vote tail. Vote amount tail. Okay. So, a drawing? Nice. I did a lot of work today. I'm doing more work. I'm doing other work. I did real life work. Now I do stream work. Okay. So now people can figure out how many votes a specific emote has, right? Which is good. That's what I wanted. Now I just need to do leaderboard. So I'm gonna Google this one. Okay, so that should just be this. Then I should be able to grab. So essentially, what I need to do with this, and this might be a dumb way to do it, but we're gonna just do sorted. So we're gonna sort on votes group by PDIX. I don't think we need a group by, right? I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna try the error for votes, huh? I call bullshit. Oh, no, not bullshit. I'm dumb. So, okay. So it is giving us back 2, and I wanted what, top 10? I don't know how it's gonna handle almost at gold 3. Nice. Oh. Hi, Mocha.
Welcome M0 Cabo.
How's it going? All right, and that will give me the top 10, which is good. And then essentially, I just want to. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm working on my bot for emote voting. We're almost done. I'm getting the last command in for leaderboards. I have the data frame, the top 10 in the data frame. I just need to get a nice way of putting it into a print statement and sending it to the user. And I have maybe potentially just iterating through and building a string off of it. I'm not entirely sure. I can I don't know if I could do a join oh, God, I haven't done weird list formatting. I don't know. I don't know what the right way for me to do this is. Yes, collecting all of the guns. I'm just gonna iterate through the pandas. Panda rows. C1, row C2, index row, column 1, and df iter rows. All right, so we're just gonna iterate through. We're gonna go into here. Also, my eyes keep going derpy because it's on my copy button. Index row and df iter rows. So I'll probably just do string output string. We're just gonna set this to an empty string and then build on it. That's Apex at this point, like Apex Legends. Yeah, I heard they were yeah, I heard they were fucking around with um consoles aim assist, like controller aim assist. Finally. I haven't played Apex in a while. Tardbarks plays a bunch of Apex, but I don't think he's in chat right now. So we want emote, right? Emote and votes. Yeah, emote and votes. Emote. And essentially what I want to do here is, can I do plus equals with strings? I don't know if I can do plus equals with strings. But I think what I can do is I can do, wait, hang on. Does Python let me do plus equals with strings? Okay, so it does. Oh, that's cool. Um, and then I want essentially, I want emote name, then space, then the emote vote, and then a comma, and then a. Now the last one's gonna look a little weird because it's gonna have this. But I think what I can do is after the iteration, I can remove the last two. How are you are you a mouse and keyboard player or are you a controller player? I did mouse and keyboard for a long time, and then essentially what ended up happening was I grabbed my controller and I tried playing on controller and I saw how much easier it was, and I put the controller down and went, I'm never touching this game again. With the last three, yeah, that'll work. We're gonna do the output string is equal to output string, and then I think it's what? Do. No. Colon -2. It should be second from the end, I believe. Yeah. And then we're just going to do the output string. All right. See how that goes. And vote. Leaderboard. And it didn't like it. Emote though. Emote. Why you don't like here? Oh, bullshit. Do. All right, let's see. Oh, is it getting a DF? What the fuck? And then what? Okay. I mean, it wouldn't work if it's getting the wrong data frame. Last vote. Okay, we don't need these because this is working now, so I can remove those print statements. Oh, dude, I'm so dumb. That'll do it. Alrighty. Huzzah! Okay. That. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Great. Alright, well, that's done. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I need to do for this. At least not for the voting system. What I should do is I should grab this and bring it up here and do emote list. And the reason for that is because if I want to change that, I don't want to have to do it in a whole shit ton of places. Emote list. Now can I just slap the emote list in here? I'm gonna try that. We'll see how that goes. And then again in here. Okay, cool. Save. And then what do you mean single? Oh. Okay, kinda. Sorta.
Ads are going to start in a couple of minutes. Please be patient.
I think dot join might be the best. I don't know if I can do a function within that.
Wow, you did a good job, Dud. Who is a good buoy?
I'm a good buoy. Oh, that's so funny. I think if I do string access string, join access. Let's try dot join emote list and then that. Thank you, Jack. F string expecting. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Do save. Again. Okay. Yes, but I have a space in there, huh? Okay, perfect. So now I just need to work on the list at the top, and it will go for everything. Kinda. that should be in emote data here. So emote list should actually be in DF emotes. It should technically be this. It should be a lock statement. All right, fine. Fine, I'll do it the right way. It should be a lock statement for the emotes. So I should be doing videos, emotes, dot values. I should just be able to do actually I should just be able to do this. Sure, why not? Let's see if that works. Alright, I don't know. Ah, right. Underscore emotes. Emote. Try that again.
Father, I feel odd. What did you do? What the? I can't stop. Why did you do this? I will get my wounds, you.
I will get my revenge. Father, I feel odd. What did you do? I can't stop. Why did you do this? I will get my revenge. No. It's pretty funny. I like it. And then now if I do, I should do a redeem where I can only do ooh talk. I did that once on one of my previous adventures in streaming, and I got locked into it, and it was just like I just started doing it all the time. Okay. So it seems to be working. If I do this and this. Vote amount tail. And then okay. That seems good. Nice. Good variable usage. Makes me happy. Okay. All right. I think that's technically it for the voting system. Now essentially what I can do is if I just change the emote data, I can just keep adding in more emotes to be voted on, and then rotate them out. And yeah, that's awesome. Super happy about that. I don't have to go. So because it's not hard coded anymore, right? I had all the list of the emotes in here. It basically just pulls the data from this list. So if I change this list, this code function will work with the change to list, which is good. So I got a vote system in place. I have the ability to vote for an emote. I have the ability to for people to do vote info so they can get information on it. I have the ability for people to see the leaderboards, and I have an ability for people to collect what emotes are available to vote for.
Welcome back from ads. Thank
Thank
you
you
for the pennies.
So last month I got $23 in ad revenue. So hey, let's go. It all adds up. Thank you very much. So okay. This looks good. I don't think I need to do anything else here. I think this is it. I think it's done. Now, we might run into a different issue with the command being handled at the same time that the message is being handled. But we'll see. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and undo our comments. So all the code can come back. And then for this one, I'm going to do... Nah, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to execute this code now from a command window instead of the actual VS Code. So everything should be working. Hopefully, we're going to do beep boop. 114 messages, 114 all-time messages, and then vote to vote. That's a lot of ifs. Why not just use a case statement? I probably could have, but yeah. Because it's a stupid dumb program that I wrote stupid dumb fast and didn't want to think about it. Because I'm not writing this for a company or anything. And weirdly enough, like for me, I'm gonna go look up Python's case statements. I don't know if for me case statements, I mean case statements are more readable. As in like if you had like switch argument 1, you could do the case statement without too much of a problem. And it is more readable, but for the most part, for me, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. For me, the difference is that I don't feel like it's any less work for doing if-else statements. Because it would just be case argument 1 equal this, case argument 1 equal this, case argument 1 equals this. Lambda? Yeah, I try to avoid lambda. I'm relatively when I do programming and stuff like that, for the most part, what I end up doing is I use the most basic shit to make everything, because that's just how my brain works. I mean, I had a def statement that I put in right here, and I'm gonna be completely honest. Python is like the language that I used intermittently, because I mainly did C# stuff. And when I was writing this def statement, it wasn't getting accessible from down here. I figured I had to use. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I'm not the best at Python. Essentially, there was like, oh, you just had to use self write def because you had to reference the class you were in or whatever it is, right? But for some reason, I was just like, whatever. I'm not gonna try to figure it out. I'm just gonna do this while statement. I'm gonna do like the statement twice, and I wrote out the statement twice because it was gonna write out 2 different files. And then after at the end of doing it, because I'm autistic, my skin started like itching, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't have boilerplate. I have to put it in a def statement. So I spent the extra like 10 minutes trying to remember how to do it, and I put it back and I fixed it. But like, if something is like not necessarily unoptimized, but more like once you've done something enough times and you know how to do it, and like it's a kind of a best practice to do it, and you've debugged your own code so much that like that's kind of the big one, is when you debug your own code to the point where you've gone back and just been like, if I just fucking did this, I wouldn't have this issue, right? So now whenever I start doing something like that, I look at it and go, if I need to fix this in the future, I'm gonna hate myself now. So I went and did it. Another great example is like 3 minutes ago. Because this is, it's dumb, like it's not even fucking, it's 138 lines of code, right? It's dumb and stupid and simple. I hard-coded all of the emotes, in like three different three different spots. And then I was like, you know, I should probably just put all the emotes in a single variable. So I put all the emotes in a single variable. And then I saw the emotes in a single variable and I went, wait, all of the emotes in that variable are also all pulled from the emote data CSV. And I'm like, fuck. All right, fine. I'll load the emote list from the CSV, and I'll operate with that instead. So I went from having all of the hard-coded variables in it to having all hard-coded variables in one variable to then not even having that variable anymore, and now I'm just pulling it from the list that it's actually operating out of. It's just like you progressively keep finding things where you're like, I'm gonna hate myself in the future if I leave that there. But yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty much done. It's super simple. The reason why I did this is there's a couple of reasons. There's a couple of reasons why. I use Mix It Up. I'm a VTuber. Hello. I use Mix It Up a bunch, but Mix It Up's like handling of basically if and case and conditional statements is really cumbersome to do, and it's really like annoying to permanently handle. Like if you have variables and stuff like that you need to store for a long period of time, I haven't dug deep enough and Mix It Up, but I essentially got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to make all this and someone else's program, right? And I just went, you know what? It's a little Python bot. It's for like voting and like keeping track of chat information. So like I have a data, and I'm pretty forthcoming about this sort of stuff. I don't like doing stuff on like my end where like my users don't know about it. So I let people know. So essentially what I have is just, again, it's just a little CSV file. I'm not a big streamer. I don't need speed. I don't need a database. I don't need any of that crap. And essentially what it is just basically, I wanted to keep track of how I handle VIP status. So there's a couple of different ways you can get VIP. It's in the information and the about me. There's a couple different ways to get VIP in my chat. And one of the ways was basically being the top chatter, right? But I was running into issues with a bunch of different bots not having the information I wanted about chat statistics. Like Nightbot only does the last 7 days, which isn't useful because I go a month, right? And I'm sure the reason why they do that is because they don't want data bloat, right? Because, you know, if you're going to do a month, that's 4 times the data. And then Mix It Up just doesn't have any information on total chat messages. And I eventually went, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to do it myself. So I wrote a little Python script, and the purpose of the Python script was basically hook into my chat, get the number of messages that they sent, and get how many characters are in those messages, and then just tally it up and split by a month. So now essentially, like, this file will get way too big, and you know, when the year turns around, I'm probably gonna nuke it and make a new file. But you know, it's whatever. Personally, for the data, I would have used a JSON object. It's easier to manipulate in future programs. I'm a data engineer for my day job, so I'm anal on data types. Yeah, a JSON object probably would have been better. I agree. Actually, probably would have been a lot better. So my thing is that, like, I'm so used to working with database objects and database like tables and stuff like that, that when I think about something, I'm like thinking about it in table format, which essentially would have just been the same thing. It would have just been like in a JSON format. You would have just had the username as like the key value and then their data under the username. So the month, year, total messages, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, JSON probably would have been faster, and I probably wouldn't have had to use pandas for it, which is, you know, a benefit of itself, because I hate working with pandas. It's such a weirdly convoluted, like, blah. But for the most part, what it came down to was like, pandas suck, go Spark. Yeah, exactly. It was one of those things where I just wanted to get it done. And I worked, when I did work, I'm disabled now. I have an issue with an ear and like vertigo issues and a whole bunch of stuff like that, and the TISM and the ADHD and the depression and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, but when I did used to work, I used to do stuff by myself. I used to be CTO, and then I went to a CTS, which is a chief technology specialist. I think it was a position they made up, whatever. And essentially we just worked with huge sets of like huge table sets. And I essentially got brought into a system where they were just all using pandas and all using CSVs. And I didn't really have a chance to sit down and try to like restructure stuff because it was already working and we had jobs and clients that we had to take care of. So now whenever I default to something, it's like, okay, table format and pandas, which is fucking terrible. I wish I never got into that. I really wish I not hard coded. I wish I ingrained using JSON more. A system of all CSVs. My head hurts. Yeah. Essentially it was the person who worked on it had a vision but didn't have programming expertise. So it was like somebody came out of a because I don't want to dox them, but essentially somebody came out of a job where automation was not around and they wanted to automate it as best as they could, right? But they didn't have programming expertise, so they started doing both at the same time. And once they got something to work, they didn't really change around. So like, yeah, JSON files would have been better, but he didn't think about that because what ended up happening was he was using CSVs in like Excel to show people stuff and like reorder them and like do a whole bunch of like manipulation like in an Excel sheet. So if you were to like try to change things to JSON, then in order to get that into a format that would have been readable or presentable to clients, like you would have had to do a whole different process. And I don't think he wanted to do that. He was just like, dump it to a CSV, load it up in Excel, and then manipulate it in Excel to show people. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. If it's working, it's working. I'm existing to get data. Like that was my job. I was designed to extract data from stuff and methods that were just like, you think working in systems where there's some structure or some like semblance of what's it called? Like you're supposed to have things in a specific way, right? Everyone breaks it. You know, everyone gets to a point where they're putting, you know, long types in a fucking int position or whatever, right? Or vice versa. But you're at least working within a defined structure. The data types I was trying to pull from were essentially being pulled from 4 different companies who all had different data structure types. So I just didn't have time to work on the back end as much as I would have liked. So I essentially had to pull different, we're not just talking data structure types, we're also talking access types. Some would use VPNs and some would use some had their database logins exposed to like on the internet, and like some people were VPNs, and then you had to do a remote desktop on like the local system after you VPN'd it. Like it was a whole slew of shit. And my job was basically trying to figure out an automated way of getting that data from their systems to our systems so it could be run every month. And essentially, I was the worker that just made things. I just figured out how to get things to work. Even if it was like a weird hacky solution, I always could get data from systems. Didn't matter how many fucking VPNs I had to go through. Didn't matter how many remote desktop protocols I had to go through. Like, I figured out a way to get everything. Sometimes that meant putting software on their system. But they didn't care. And yeah, so this, honestly, if I get bigger, right? If I like become more popular, because you know this is not what I do on stream. This is like I started doing this and then stream time came and I went, oh god, I can't stop. I do similar FTP databases, Cosmos, Salesforce, etc. I get it into one central area and make it fast. It's fun for 100 by 100 Rubik's Cube. It really is. Yeah, so for me, right, it was all about getting the data in. And we didn't have like scaling that structure. You know, I'm sure they could have had someone with a degree. I'm all self-taught. I never went to school. I started when I was 14, which was a while ago. I started when I was 14. I'm completely self-taught, and that comes with caveats of like not having sort of all of the information or the best information in my brain, but rather what I've experienced, when sometimes what I've experienced is wrong, or the field changes, because welcome to fucking computer science. Wait 3 years and I guarantee you're going to be working on a different standard. I have a degree, but everything taught was useless when I actually got into it. Yeah, because what ends up happening is like, they just want people who passed the gauntlet of being able to comprehend things. But when you're working in the industry, like when you're actually in a job, dude, it's completely different, because you're not working for people who have the intelligence of professors who have their own like master's degree in like data manipulation, data storage, data structure, data like communication or transfer. You're working for someone who has a bachelor's and a business degree who's saying, make it work. Like, make what work? And it's like this. And like, I can't, like, you want me to what? And it's like, yeah, we need this. We need to do this. So go make that work. It's completely different, because every single developer I've ever known, if I told them, what is your dream? Like, what is your dream ability like when you get into a new job? And most of them go, I want to be able to start my own project. Why? Hello. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh no. I want to be able to start my own project. Well, why is most people say that? Is because most people want full control and full understanding of a project that is being created, right? Because the worst thing for a developer is to get shoved into a spot where someone else got fired or left from, and just being like, spend the next 4 months understanding the system and then work on it. And it's like, the amount of like, every developer wants to make sanitized code. Every developer wants to make nice looking code. Every developer wants things to be super pretty, super well commented, super well beautified, right? And then what ends up happening is the higher ups come down and go, is it working? It's like, well, yeah, but I need to polish it. And they go, it doesn't fucking matter. Move on. And then the poor guy behind him comes in and goes, dude, there's not a single comment in this file, and we're referencing libraries from other folders that we've developed. And you go in the libraries of the other folders, and you're like, there's also no comments in this either. Med school degree and certs are usually the guys I hire because they're current and know the shit. Yeah. Oh, you're lucky. Sometimes if your code is held together with duct tape and corporate timelines. Yeah. That was the beautiful thing when I did work about being able to make my own stuff. I really wish I knew I had all these problems ahead of time, because I would end up pulling 70, 80-hour work weeks and get a project done and not be able to function for like the next week and a half or 2 weeks, right? Autistic and ADHD hyperfixation ends up in a situation where like I literally like psychologically cannot time manage. I'm either not going to want to do a project and it's going to take me forever, or I'm going to get so sucked into a project I'm going to get it done in 3 days. And it's like, after 3 days, it's like, dude, I can't do anything for 2 weeks. I just can't, because I ate, breathed, and slept this shit. Like, I got up, had water and a bagel, and sat down and worked for 16 hours and then fell asleep, and then woke up and did it the next day, right? And essentially that's bound to a lot of my mental issues, and I was destroying myself. I was literally destroying myself. And you know what's funny? I say that, and I'm still doing it. Like, I'm not working I'm not working for a boss. I'm freelance now. I do stream stuff, right? I'm on Twitch. Hi, I'm on Twitch. And I'm pulling, I do 6-hour streams, right? And I do a minimum of about 2 to 3 hours of work outside of streaming for editing, trend researching, coming up with events, being on Twitter, being on Discord, like all those sort of things. At least 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So, I'm working 8 to 9 hours a day, but I do it every day. So, like, Monday through Sunday, 8 days a week, I'm coming up on my 100th day of streaming. I'm pulling 80-hour plus work weeks for 4 weeks straight. I did the math the first week that when I started, like when I kind of came into it, I pulled 300 hours of work in 2 weeks because it was literally 16 hours, roughly 16 hours every day for 2 weeks straight, which was just insane. And then the following month, I basically did nothing because I burned at both ends to the point where like I could only stream, right? Once I was done streaming, I was like, nope, not doing anything else. And at the end of that month, I felt really shitty for not promoting myself outside of streaming. So I made a schedule, and I've been trying to follow the schedule. And autism loves schedules, and ADHD hates schedules. I'm odd ADHD as well. I have to force myself with alarms to turn off the hyperfocus. Yeah, I have a really, really hard time managing myself, especially in an environment where it involves other people. Like, I thrive on isolation. I don't like being around people. I don't like being beholden to people. I believe my specific autistic type is pathological demand avoidance. So I actually psychologically don't do well with bosses. Wanting order and hating it all at once. Yes, exactly. So essentially what I figured out that works for my schedule is I have 2 days of the week, which are my heavy hitter days, right? So those are the days like I have to do this. Like I don't have an option. These are the 2 days of the week that I have to do. So my ADHD is like, nah, I don't like it. But I'm like, dude, fucking suck it up. Because if we don't, we're going to feel like shit at the end of the month for not doing anything. So those 2 days of the week are my Sundays and my Tuesdays. My Sundays are my VOD making days, right? So I take the previous week's VODs. I get them exported onto YouTube. I do the thumbnails. I do the descriptions and the titles and all that sort of stuff. And then I schedule them for the following week. And then that's good and done. And then it'll take me a couple hours. And then Tuesdays are my short days. And those are probably the hardest days for me because my shorts days are the ones where I have to come up with short ideas, film the short ideas, edit the short ideas, upload the short ideas, and schedule the short ideas. I can guarantee you, as much as I try, I can't do all of that. So what ends up happening is I'll fluctuate. Mostly what I try to do is I try to do 2 shorts a week and upload, and then I try to do 4 shorts and edit, like 4 shorts per Tuesday. So I'll be able to do a week and the next week. And that's because I feel like I'm going to get to a point where it's going to be really hard to do for a while and I'm just not going to be able to get as many out. So I want a backlog. But those are my 2 big days. And then every other day is essentially like, just do this. And the reason why I have a schedule for every day of the week is because my autism likes knowing that I can look at something to tell me what to do. For it's fun, I'm still having issues coming up with ideas. Yeah. So for me, I'm trying to do a combination, right? So I'm trying to do pre-recorded shorts, which are ones where I'm talking into the microphone, I'm looking at my screen, and a head-on fashion, right? So I'm looking at the viewer, and all this sort of stuff. And then take them into DaVinci Resolve, give them an edit, give them a polish, maybe subtitles, right? Finish it out and upload it. Or finish it and put it into a folder and schedule that later. Those ones are the tough ones. Those ones are like you have to come up with ideas to talk about. And those can be pretty difficult. It's easier if you follow someone else, as in like you follow a trend of stuff, and you can kind of get some ideas down. But the biggest thing is you always want to publish less shorts than you're capable of making in that week. So if you can make 4 in a week, like I can, then you don't want to publish 4 in a week. You want to publish like 2 or 3. And because backlogging is super important, specifically because pre-recorded shorts are evergreen, which means it doesn't matter when they come out, right? They'll have good weight. Then you start working in streams turned into shorts, right? Where if you have something funny happen on stream or something, comic happened, those you don't have to record. They're already done recording and you just need to bring them down, edit, and get it situated. So there's a good, try to come up with ideas, try to schedule, do a brainstorming session or whatever. And then while you're doing all of that, don't think about that you can have stream shorts. And then what will end up happening is that every now and then you'll get a random stream short that'll pop up, and you grab that, bring it down, edit it, and then immediately like schedule it after for the ones that you've already made. The reason for that is that it's just extra padding for your content, right? It's a little more topical. It's happened recently, whatever. But it also kind of alleviates some of the workload of, you know, the more and more of a backlog you have, the better and better you'll feel. And so having stream shorts can really help too. And plus getting your stream integrated with your pre-made content will expose people to how your stream can feel or be. And it can kind of convince the audience to maybe potentially go look at the stream, right? But yeah. Still can't really afford to get diagnosed to confirm the conclusion I've settled into, but I like how I can't really function very well outside of a structured environment. But I also have no fuck you responses to being told what to do by people. Taking notes, heck yeah. Yeah, so there's pathological demand avoidance, or PDA autism, is very much so a weird divergent of autistic behaviors, because for people who are PDA, we really thrive on learning and understanding psychology of people. We really thrive on creating fake things, fake scenarios, you know, stuff like that, right? Which kind of goes against what most people are taught for autism. They're not creative, and they're not this, and they're not that, and like all that sort of stuff. But the big one with it is that we can't be told what to do, because it's a removal of autonomy. And if anyone who is autistic or has worked with autistic people, you know that autonomy is one of the most important things to an autistic person. Yeah. Autonomy is extremely important to an autistic person, because if we lose control of ourselves, which is a lot of the reasons why autistic people don't consume alcohol, if we feel like we're losing control of ourselves, or losing control of our life, or we're losing control over any situation, then we immediately go into fight or flight mode, right? Great examples of this are someone just shows up at your house, right? Ow.
Welcome, mechanics.
Someone just shows up at your house. Immediate fight or flight, because you're like, wait, you're not supposed to be here. I didn't plan for you to be here. I didn't plan for the social interaction. Hi, Liz. This is now being thrusted upon me without a say that I have. More examples are grabbing an autistic person, which is, for some people, like really, really bad, because they immediately feel like now they don't have any control of where they're going. They don't have any control of what they're doing, like anything like that. And that's a big no-no. But for autistic people who are relatively, they don't need as much support, we can process things pretty well, like brain-wise, auditorial-wise. Like we can understand what you're saying. But when we work in a system that basically says you have to respect a superior, or you have to respect this person, or like you have to do what they tell you, and you don't like what they told you, or even just the fact that they're trying to make you do something, or they're trying to make you lose your autonomy, is an immediate no. Like even if you were in the middle of doing something, right? Even if I'm doing the dishes and someone says, "Oh, thanks for doing the dishes. I need you to do that today." I'm putting the dishes down and walking away. It's so weirdly, I can't do it now because you told me to do it, while I was doing it, and now I feel like I'm doing it because you told me to, and I don't like the fact that you're controlling me, so now I'm not doing it. That's pathological demand avoidance. That's a different type of autistic behaviors, identifiable autistic behaviors rather. Likewise, I'm here in terms of affording a full psych test. I only found out I have ADD, but I also have OCD symptomatics and love order, scheduling, and very much dislike working in a people environment. Leave me alone to my peace and I'll perform better. I mean, that is co-symptomatic with autism. Not saying you are. I'm just saying it's co-symptomatic, because autistic people don't like social environments, and they love structure. Why do they love structure? Predictability. Hi, Astro. We're talking about the TISM. Autistic people love predictability. We love, like, things not changing. because it feels like we have control over our life and influences and structure. The second things go out of control is when we start freaking out and having shutdowns or meltdowns and a whole bunch of other stuff. I have TISM. Oh, do you have the TISM? I thought you were just ADHD. Are you also odd ADHD? Odd HD. How the fuck do you say that? AUHD 8. You know what? I'm just gonna not. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Autism, structure, ADHD, chaos, ADHD, structured chaos that goes off the rails in a controlled way. BPD, TISM, and ADHD. Oh yeah, you know, I think I knew you were BPD because I think we talked about it before in Inferno's an Inferno stream. I was talking about how, and I was very interested in this because this is again people stuff, right? That Latinas have a higher occurrence of BPD than most other ethnic groups. Do we know why? No, but apparently they do. Specifically Latinas, because women specifically have higher BPD rates than men do. So, like, that's just kind of how it ends up. It was scary when you found out? Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. Realizing that I consistently freak out when I mess up or feel underprepared for something and come off rather aggressive because of it. Thank you, self-reflection. Yes. Also, for anyone here who is diagnosed autistic, rejection is going to be something that you are going to spend a long time trying to get under control. Actually, it's the same. However, men don't try to help themselves. I could agree with that to a degree. I could definitely say that men don't have a tendency to get diagnosed for things, so men could be underdiagnosed with it. I don't know the science behind it, but so I can't really speak on it. With BPD, yeah. 10 years later, remembered that cringe thing you did? Well, now remember and think about it all day. I read a lot. Okay. But yeah, so if you do have autism, you're gonna run into issues of failure and rejection being like really, really, really impactful. Like we're talking like if you're very passionate about something, right? If you're talking about it a bunch, or you're talking about it to someone specific a bunch, and like you felt like there was a connection forming because they had some interest in it, and then all of a sudden they come back and be like, look, man, you know, it's great that you like this, but honestly, I'm just not interested in it. And I want to move on to something else. That level of like dejection can shut people with autism down for like weeks. I had something similar like that happen with somebody who I was interested in, and I ended up not. I went nonverbal for 2 weeks, and then I was straight up not talking to anyone or communicating with anyone for 2 months. Like it's bad. Like it's bad. I'm like, that was space. Oh yeah, we just info dump. Oh well, space is cool. That's the worst, man. Someone showing a lack of interest hurts so much. I mean, it's even worse when it's like at first they were interested in it, and then you talked about it too much, and then they got disinterested in it because you talked about it too much. So now you're both a combination of they're not interested in the topic anymore, but you caused them to not be interested in the topic anymore, right? So it's a very like aggressive. It can be a very like sense of self failure or personal failure, and for people with autistic, people who are autistic, that can be really, really bad. We have a weird level of pride with our ability to control our environment and ourselves. And when we do something someone else doesn't like, something else doesn't approve that we care about, we take it very personally because we feel like we're hyper in control of ourselves. So it's not just a slip up, right? It didn't just happen. It is something that we did, we knew we were doing, and we continue to do for an extended duration. And the level of personal rejection, like the level of personal pain that comes with that sort of thing, is very disproportionate. So like, it's good if that happens to kind of like remove yourself from the situation and let it happen, let it fizzle, let it blow up, like let it happen or whatever, and recognize that your reaction or your feelings towards that situation are going to be very big and very hard to deal with for potentially, multiple weeks or whatever. And as long as you set things up to kind of help you smooth that over, it'll help. But you need to set those things up, right? So you need to know that would happen in the first place so you can set the things up to help you. I have a sort of unspoken agreement with my friends. I don't expect anyone to listen when I info dump about something or even care about what the topic is, but I do expect to be allowed to do it. Yeah, I've had similar stuff. When I talk to people or when I go off on a specific topic, I've told people like, look, it's not important to me that you regurgitate, remember, or any of this, right? What's important to me is you sit in front of me and smile and nod and look somewhat like you're listening to the things that I'm saying. Because that is a sign of affection, right? It's a level of like, I really enjoy doing this. I really want to tell you about it because I want to form a connection, and how I do that is blah with info. And it can be tough. It can be really tough. It's better if you find another autistic person who also likes that, because then you end up shared info dumping, and when you share info dumping, then you potentially learn things and the other person potentially learns things. But with normal people, they're like, okay, cool, you've been talking about this for 2.5 hours. Can I go now? Can I go now? And that's why we stream. I used to be more hurt as a child, and I'm doing better now. Yeah. It definitely helps growing up. It definitely feels like there's a level of inferiority that can come from the rejection. If you can help with the inferiority and you can feel more confident about like yourself, then the rejection doesn't hit as hard. But it can still hit pretty fucking hard. Info dump plus VTuber equal good stream. At least what I want. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Dude, there's a reason why there's honestly a reason why a lot of streamers and stuff are all either, they're not normal, right? They're not like brain normal. Like, a lot of streamers have ADHD. A lot of streamers are very like diagnosed with something, and the reason being is because you kind of have to be. You need to talk for like 6 fucking hours. Like, you get a normal person to talk for 3 hours. That's called a seminar, and that often costs thousands of dollars, right? But you get a fucking autistic person on something, oh, dude, they'll give you a seminar on fucking 4 days in a row, right? They'll come up and research new things about the thing that they already like, just to tell you more information about it, right? And then so that's what we do. We sit down in front of a camera, we go on stream, and we talk about it because we talk about it. That's what we do. We are not. When most of the people I follow happen to be VTubers, have the ADHD or the autism tag or both. Yeah. Well, it's also because we're not designed for the neurotypical world, right? I did that with a cycle of life of a star. Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. Yeah, literally. Astro. So because you like astronomy, have you seen the YouTube Shorts videos of like Kurstigal or whatever? Is a guy who does like bird animations. And does a lot of like astrology. That's a seminar. Meanwhile, most seminar hosts are either manipulative sociopaths or have some derangement. Yes. Those are the people, those are the people who are on a different mental problem. Yeah. Kurtz guy, or whatever this guy's name is. Yeah, that guy. YouTube. Yeah. So there was a very specific one that I liked, that I saw from him, that talked about what was it? It was the neutron stars. I listened to the episodes and repeat. All right, well, there you go. Used to be real into that kind of content when I was younger. Yeah, dude, fucking okay. So I don't have a lot of nightmares. I'm a relatively confident person in my dreams. I learned how to fly when I was like 12 in my dreams and was able to do it ever since. I learned how to shoot laser beams out of my eyes. I've learned kinetic manipulation. Like when I'm dreaming, my ability to just do stuff is extremely high. I have almost no boundaries of logic anymore in my dreams. That being said, there are two things in my dreams that petrify. Three things. There are three things in my dreams that petrify me. Thing number one is space. Because space is massive, very fast, and like very powerful. Number two is storms or weather situations. So lightning storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, and the like. Things that you can't control in nature that are just like way bigger than you. And number three is nuclear warfare. Massive explosions that can happen at a drop of a hat, right? You don't even see the bomb coming. It just hits the ground and explodes. Just you're doing the thing, nothing's mattering, and then just instantaneous nuclear bomb, right? Those are the three things in my dreams that scare me. And the nuclear bomb one was probably the worst because if my brain, because of the logicness, like the logicality of my brain, I've ended up good night, Beta, thank you. I ended up having a specific dream where I was inside of a nuclear blast and my brain slowed it down because my brain wanted to go through the entire process of what would happen to my body if I was in a nuclear explosion. And it was like, well, first, my lungs would feel like they're incinerating because I'd be breathing in hot air. Then my eyes would probably boil out of my head. Then my skin would get burned and ripped off. And then my muscle tissue would get burned and ripped off. And then probably my internal organs. Well, no, my internal organs would be also with the skin. And so, like, I went through the whole thing of what would happen if I got bombed. And during the entire process, my ears were like, I didn't do the whole, like, my ears would blow out, so I'd stop hearing. I was at, like, maximum possible processing decibel levels that I could hit in my dream of just, like, constant roaring pain in my ears. And I woke up from that, and, like, that, there are things like nightmares, and then there are night terrors. And I can easily say that dream is probably my only instance of ever having a night terror. Because I woke up from that and my ears were ringing. Like my brain, like pathologically fucking did something to my body while I was sleeping. And I was just like, I was dazed for like a solid 20 to 40 seconds after waking up. It was nutty. Same constellation, Delta, that would all happen so fast you wouldn't really feel it in a real life scenario. You are correct. You are 100% correct. I would just disappear, which is great. But my brain went, yeah, but in the nanoseconds of you disappearing, what would happen? And that's just like, my brain is really mean sometimes. And then I have other dreams where, like, it'll start off as like a nightmare scenario. And yeah, weather is crazy. It'll start off in a nightmare scenario, and then I'll be like, wait, why am I running from this guy? Don't I have like a gun? I could find a gun, right? And then I just find a gun and I cock the gun and I turn around and walk back, and then the dude's gone. And it's just like, yeah, that's what I fucking thought. You know what I mean? Like those sort of scenarios, like those sort of situations, they don't really happen anymore because I get very angry in my dreams. And I get very, like, weirdly enough, dream me is hyper emotional, where I'll just flip on a dime and I'll just immediately go into, okay, time to kill everyone mode. Click, click. Definitely dying in dreams are the worst. Yeah, I don't have the TISM makes it really hard to have social connections for me. So my dreams are basically me, and there's no one else there. The only time that there are other people there is like specifically like when my ex-wife was leaving and I started having dreams about me and the ex-wife, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a great next couple of months. But yeah, whatever the fuck this name is. Specifically the neutron star one was probably my favorite video I've seen so far. My grandma is who it is always. You had to say it. All right, fair enough. Is it that one? No. Oh, Strange Stars. Sorry. Strange Stars. Hypothetical matter. So if you guys want to see into my brain and the shit that I like, or apparently Astros too, this is the one. For some reason, I'm still a kid in all of my dreams, and I still fight and defeat apex predators in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I have, I often, in my dreams, I often am in middle school or high school in my dreams. I'm around that age. The name is Astro. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, Astro. Since you're here, I can teach you how I have the Twitch plays if you want to see how that's set up. And dreams are high school? Yeah, exactly. Same for me. Dreams are always high school. And you know what? Okay, so this is going to be pretty funny. You know what my most common thing that happens in my high school dreams, like where I'm actually in high school? My most common theme is just leaving school. You want to talk about loss of autonomy? School is one of the biggest triggers for me because I couldn't leave. I had to go and I was constantly stuck there. So in my dreams, whenever I find myself in school, my brain's like, nah, I'm leaving. And I just leave. I just walk out of school. And then my brain tries to process like all the stuff around the school. And it's like, okay, this is here. And then this is here. And then this is here. And that's why I still remember what's around my high school, is because I keep having dreams where I leave high school and I have to remember what's around it. I didn't like the school I was at. Yeah. School's bad. School and me never mixed. I could easily have cleared it. Oh, dude, I could have cleared with fucking flying colors. I did the GADs, like the general education degrees. GED. I did the GED and I scored the top 1% in my state for basically everything except for writing. And I was just like, yeah. Because I'm not dumb. I just can't work in an environment where I'm literally surrounded by people trying to tell me what to do. When psychologically speaking, I have a fucking disorder that tells me you should not be doing anything anyone is trying to get you to do. The last one I remember was any details of me in the cul-de-sac that I had flooded. I lost an arm and a leg fighting a saltwater crocodile. I asked the saltwater crocodile in land. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, Neko. I appreciate it. I know the code is a little like a little fucky, but if it works, it works. Which is how we end up in situations where we end up with code in production that definitely shouldn't be in production. Let's see. It works, ship it. God, dude, I hate it so much. It's because I don't know what it is, but the industry needs to fucking stop. Ow. Like every single person that comes out of computer science, we need to form a union, right? Like every person who makes software or anything that involves programming, we all need to come together, form a union and say, okay, we need to agree the product is not done until it's polished and the code base is organized and we have our comments in. It is not done. Okay, can we all do that? Because if we all do that, then all of our employers have to deal with it, right? We can just make everything better. No, I don't want any POCs, proof of concepts, not people of color, proof of concepts. I don't want any POCs reaching management because I'm telling you, it will go into production and then we can't manage the code. You have to form a union. It's somewhere between German software and agile madness. Yeah, right? Like, it's just... Like, milestoning is great. Milestoning of, like, project-based building, right? Where it's like, okay, we want to do this for the next whatever. and then we account into the duration that might take to polish that, right? It's great. And then we ship it when that particular part is done. Instead of being like, we're not going to release anything for 2 years, or we're releasing something every 2 weeks, right?
TAC Agile methodology.
All my homies hate Agile.
Agile.
Sugma coming in just to be like, fuck Agile. The thing is like, I think Agile works when you are mainly working on some sort of upgrade for an existing system. If you already have the base project finished and you're working on top of the project and you're trying to develop on it, Agile isn't too bad. But when you're talking about developing entire new systems that need to be integrated, or you're working on talking about developing entire new code sets, you can't, because the process of building your foundation, you're going to run into a rock. You know what I mean? Like drilling your holes. And like, well, we can't do that. Well, why can't we? Because the company just dropped support for this library, which means it's now something we can't use anymore. We have to find a new one. And now we have to switch to something else. And now we have to redo our entire code base. I enjoy listening to you. Oh, thanks, Astro. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's almost never black and white in programming. Very specific things are very good for specific projects, but as anyone who works in software probably knows, you end up in a situation where too many, what was it, the XKCD, wow, there's 25 different fucking protocols for this. We should develop one protocol that brings them all together. There are now 26 protocols, right? So the same thing can happen when you're in software engineering, where you're like, wow, we have 24 different libraries, or like we have all these things, right? Well, now we have to manage all that. Well, we should get a manager for all those libraries, or we should get a a solution to that makes doing all that stuff easier. Now, like, okay, now we have 25 different ones. So there is definitely a value in building lean, right? There's a value of like, we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to make it ourselves. Like, we're going to do our data sorting, or like whatever you want to do, right? We're going to do it ourselves because we want it to be fast. We're working in a low level programming language, all this sort of stuff. And then you have the other side of things. Like, if you guys have ever gone into web development has changed a lot in the last like 10 years. When I went into web development a long time ago.
Couple of minutes, please be patient.
Yes, please be patient. Ads pay me. I do appreciate it. When I went to web development a long ass time ago, we didn't have JavaScript frameworks. And now you can't fucking go anywhere on the internet without running into a JavaScript framework. Like, we took the internet and somehow we managed to make it like compartmentalized code structures. Hi, Moise. And now, I mean, you basically, when you do web development work, you're now essentially doing just like software development work, except it gets presented on the web. My face when I open a friend's channel to support them by lurking, and I'm met with yet another reminder that I could win an Apple TV. Oh my god, dude. I know, I hate it. Yeah, that's why, like, if I ever worked on anything data related, or if I ever worked on anything in programming ever again, I can guarantee you I would just be like, stick me on a fucking database. Stick me in the database. Make me a DB admin, or make me a fucking a DB structure engineer, or like whatever, right? Because I love working with data. I love when I make something work. I love when things go faster, right? Like, just let me do that and leave me the fuck alone for the next 5 years while I get this fixed. That's what I would work on.
The wettest of bushes is now here.
That's what my face when means, and I just found that out. Yeah. That one took me a while. The DB admins are phasing out though. Do you mean in like they're not needed anymore, as in like software is able to actually do their own database management, or do you mean in like there's not enough people to do it? Because like I would say that like software, like people people really aren't making their own software anymore, right? We're getting to a point where we have these giant monolithic companies who are developing software, white label software for other companies to use. And then other companies are like, we're going to come up with the idea and then we're just going to use everyone else's shit to make our idea rather than making our own. Wait, Moist, how are you at green? Did you... My guy, you fucked up your bit badge. Put that shit back to yellow. The role is disappearing. Take Delta, for example. Hi! You have a lake house. It is now an engineer's role to maintain versus an admin. Oh! Oh. Are you talking about, like, the people adminning the work are the engineers? It freaks me out because my stream name is Delta. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I don't want to be a DB admin. I want to be the structure engineer, like architect. There's a specific word for it, and I can't remember it. It's the person who basically designs and does table structures, table linking, all this sort of things. Like that stuff is super interesting to me. Must have bumped it in my pocket. Oh, okay. All that sort of stuff is super interesting to me because rip ads. Neko's stuck in ads. Well, there goes that conversation. Thanks, Twitch. Is this gonna be just a chat stream? I don't know. I'm having fun. I got turbo. Oh, sweet, nice. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's what I would want to do as a role. Is I would rather like be handed a shit ton of data and make it work, right? Because I hyperfixated on data table structures for a while. Like, God, there was some terminology. It's like the 4 or 5 levels of data integrity in a database, where like, this table isn't self-referencing. Like this table doesn't reference data, like non-dependent data, right? So you don't have a data in a column that needs reference to another column. Hello, I denied. And a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a specific person's name that like design philosophy is based off of. Data platform architect. I build everything with cloud environment, but I know shit of what our data actually is. Yeah, so you're like, you don't know what's going into the tables. You're just like, here's our rows, here's our columns, and here's how all of the database tables are linked together and like how they should be accessed, right? Also, fuck the cloud. The cloud is cool, but fuck the cloud. Dude, I hate that term. I don't think if it is bad to have just chatting. I'm getting used to those sections too. Yeah. Planning to be a cybersecurity, you got some tips. If you want to be in cybersecurity, first of all, it's important for the field that you're going into, right? Are we talking about cybersecurity for a government, or are we talking about cybersecurity for a corporation, right? I could redeem the hello check-in 32,000 times. If you're doing cybersecurity for, Zentroid is 1 per stream. So like once you redeem it, that's it. It'll go out of stock for you. If you're working in a company, you're working for cybersecurity in a company, what your primary role is going to end up being is not hardening your systems, right? And making sure like XYZ doesn't work. Your primary role is going to make sure that Jen in accounting doesn't click on the phishing link that she just got sent. Thanks, Astro. Right? That's the cybersecurity, because God damn it, Moist. It's not about hardening your firewalls and keeping pen testers out, right? It is to a degree. But for the most part, your biggest vulnerabilities are coming within the company. Your biggest vulnerabilities are the people who can be socially engineered to let the passwords out, right? Those are the big ones. If you're talking government stuff, that's when you start getting into
Welcome back from ads. Thank you for the pennies.
Yeah. That's when you start getting into like actual shit where you need to know about day one vulnerabilities before the public knows about them. Because you're going to have vulnerabilities in software. you know, a port's gonna get left open, or like even on a hardware level where there's a hardware attack on your specific router type, right? Because some of the DHCP lookup tables are fucked, and like they can override some shit and like get, you know, make you connect to a service you're not supposed to. I don't know, right? Like there's a lot you can kind of learn in the field. But that is like at a high risk level, right? If you're working at just a no-name
Welcome
company.
back from Pennies. Thank
Thank
you
you for the ads. How do you do that VTuber thing? What VTuber thing? How can I set that up on my stream? I need to do it with the ads. Oh, my little my boyo, the VTS thing. Yeah, I could tell you how to do it. A friend of mine told me to go solo and go for the clients instead of companies, due to some companies having companies having to support politics. Then I get involved. Premium. Yeah, so I can go over a couple of different things. I was actually moving over to that so I can show you. So I potentially start working in Azure as well as a tech support, nothing special, for their AMA and automation project. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go open up the Mix It Up bot on stream here for you guys. So this is gonna be mainly for Astro, so Astro can see how stuff works. Run premium. Okay. So Astro, in Mix It Up, in this tab, you're gonna go to events, and events are basically, well, events. They're shit that happens, right? So you have your chat, which is an event, or you have like things, or like, you know, other sort of stuff, right? Those are all events. And they are broken down into things, right? So, for instance, for my little boyo saying like, what is this program? This is Mix It Up. I thought you had Mix It Up. Do you not have Mix It Up? Hang on, let me grab a link for you. I like Mix It Up because it's open source. And a lot of the other bots that I used were closed source. My eyes. Can you type that in chat, please? There you go. So I've gone through like 3 different bots before in the 7 years I've been around Twitch, and they've all died out and left. I think Mix It Up is probably something that'll be around for a while because of its numerous integrations with other things, as well as being open source. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm gonna kind of give you the idea while you're like getting it downloaded and set up. And essentially, there's a couple of different things. Number one, you need to be on the bleeding edge. And the bleeding edge basically means you need to be on the bleeding edge build. Where I believe... Is that in the settings here? Yeah. So you want to be in the update preview program. And that's basically going to put you in, well, you can't see it, but it basically says the update preview program allows you to get early access to new features and improvements before the general public. This is a great way to give early feedback and provide valuable help. The preview program can have bugs and issues associated with them, so you should only sign up for this if you're willing to work around any possible issues, yada, yada, yada. But you need this checked because... There we go. You need this checked because VTS Pog, like the little chatbot, is only available in the preview. It's not in the base one yet. Oh, I wish, but sadly employment is scarce, and if it's one of the few jobs here that offer a good work from home model, I'd have referred for open text, but they fired over 1,000 people in order to replace them with cheaper workhand from another country. Oh yeah, Hera, you're not in the EU, right? I believe I remember where you're from. But you're not from like Canada, the United States, or any of the EU countries, are you? So for the specific thing that you guys just saw with the whole like little boyo talking about it, Finland, no, not Finland. That would be in Twitch. I'm Slavic. Oh, okay. So yeah, you are from the EU. All right. So I'm gonna turn this one off. I thought that was kind of cool, but it is not. So we're gonna go ahead and delete that. Okay, so we have ads upcoming. And you can change the value for ads upcoming. I believe it's in like it's around here somewhere. I know there's an option of being like where like how long for ads, but I can't find it at the moment. But essentially what I have here is the event will fire. The event will fire a certain indication before it happens, right? And you can edit that somewhere. I just can't remember where it is off the top of my head. And essentially, now I got to swap because the window's different. Give me a second. That one? No, it's the one below it. This is for my model? No, this is for chatting. This is for the ads. So in the ads upcoming section, you fire a command to VTS Pog, right? And VTS Pog is the software that I use that hello? Oh, low battery. Because it wasn't plugged in. Oops. VTS Pog is the text-to-speech software. Woof. Hi, Hammy. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm doing text-to-speech. I'm saying, ads are going to start in a couple of minutes. Be patient. Right? So that is going to get sent out to my TTS model. And then that's fine. And then ads started is a chat message that tells everyone, hey, ads are started. Then there's a wait for 90 seconds. And then there's a second one that says the ads are halfway done. And that's kind of the bulk on how that works. And then for the gee, I wonder, Hera. And then for the Twitch plays Pokemon, in chat, we have chat message received. And then within this, which is going to take a while to load because it is a hefty boy. In this, we have a couple conditional statements. So the first conditional statement is, this is the honk, right? So this is my honk. So if the message contains honk, but it doesn't contain an exclamation point, so it's not a command, then play a sound, and then it'll pop up the image on stream. So if anyone wants to do a honk for me, we might see the goose. Yeah, so there's the goose. And that is
A B C D E F G H I J K L Mata D P.
that's elemental P. So that's our goose. That's our honker. And then we have a second conditional statement, which is Rainbow Road. If you type in Rainbow Road, then you'll get a rainbow on screen that lasts for one word. That lasts for like 5 seconds or something like that. And that's for our pre-stream. It's all one word, by the way. So it's one word, Rainbow Road. Yeah. So that has the rainbow. And then so for the input, we have this massive conditional statement. Does it send announcements as well, like on actual chat? Like the text that comes in. Can you show me my VTuber model? Like, what do you mean? So this, when it comes to sending announcements in chat, yes. So the announcements are the Twitch and in the ad started. So ad started here. This is where the chat message comes through. So it sends as a streamer, so it sends as me, and there's this sorry about the ads. I guess I shouldn't be rude and say hello to everyone. Hello, everyone, except for Mobius. You get a good old-fashioned good day, mate. So yeah, you can send messages in the chat. And then, oh, you didn't see that. Sorry. Let me redo that again. I apologize. I'm gonna do that. And can now I add a second window? Add capture. And then these two windows are open at the same time. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to close this one out. And then I'm going to try to open it again. No, it just defaults to something else. All right. We'll remove that then. Like, how do you do that model you're using for you? I can go over how VTubing works in a bit. All right, so let me show you this. And then command editor. So in the command editor here, you have a chat message. So as ad starts, it says, sorry about the ads, fuck you, stream elements. Leave the stream running and get a snack or go pee. We'll see you in 3 minutes. And then we wait a minute 30, and then it says ads are halfway done. And then here's all my links, and it puts in the link tree. This is the only automated message I have for self-promotion in my chat. I am the type of person who absolutely fucking hates when streamers constantly have some stream elements recurring, like go follow me on this and go do me on that and like whatever. So what I do is once an hour, right? I have the whole link thing as a part of the announcement for ads. So I feel like it's much easier to digest. Hey, ads are starting. While you're in ads, hey, if you want to go support me here, you can go here. And then it doesn't happen again for another hour. Because if I'm running ads for other people, for other companies, I can run an ad for myself. That's what I want. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you wanted the guy to talk, right? If you wanted the guy to talk on my shoulder, you can also do that because that's run through the same program, right? So if you get a VTS POG and you want the guy to like if you have a similar creature, which I think you do actually. I think you have like your pet, right? The one that you hold in your arm, the cat. You could probably hook the cat up to VTS POG and have that talk or read text to speech or whatever. And then so chat message received the Misu, yeah. On Sundays you do Helldivers? No, it just happened to be that yesterday was a collab day with Cell, Beta, and Plushie, and we did Helldivers. So for the chat inputs, so this is where the Twitch Plays Pokemon comes in. There's a lot of conditional statements with this, because it has to be. So in the conditional statements, you're basically looking for if the message is left, and it's not case sensitive, it's just left, and is chat enabled, is set to true, right? So if you were to do left right now, up right now, or like whatever, those key inputs wouldn't come through because I didn't enable chat plays. Then what it does is you have an input thing, and it does left arrow, action, click, right? So if you say left, it does left arrow, and then you do that for everything else. Conditional. If it's right, and chat plays is enabled, then input right arrow, then in left, then up, and then down, and then like you have A's, select, B, those sort of things. And then essentially after that, it just uses the keyboard input, right, and sends that through. It's kind of a rough overview of how it works. I believe I can technically even I can do this, and this will export this entire command group, and I can send that, and then you can import this entire command group and then add it into your own file, and bada bing, bada boom, you're all done, right? Yes. So that's that. And that's all I really wanted to show. I can kind of go over. Nope. That needs to stay open. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, if you can catch me in the mornings, If you can catch me in the mornings, then I can probably like sit down with you on Discord or whatever and help you get it set up. That's why I said reach out to me on Discord in your stream, because I'm pretty much always around. This is why I love having you as a friend. Yeah, take all the shit that I have. I don't give a shit. Like when it comes, I'm shy. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I get it. No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you can reach out to me. And give me a poke, or I should just reach out to you because I feel like take all my shit too. Yeah, exactly, right. So I'm the type of person who, like, I just came back. What did I miss? Oh, I was telling Astro how to do some stuff and things. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some things like that I don't care about sharing, you know. Like, I don't care about sharing like chat plays or like anything like that. And it was like the only thing that I might care about sharing is like the stuff that I had to program, right? So like my bot, when I was like, okay, that's kind of a me thing, right? I made that from scratch. Maybe I don't share that. But oh, hello. But my all the source code is technically available because I live streamed it, right? It's just I'm not giving you the code. But if you wanted to take all of it, keep looking over here. But yeah, if you wanted to take all of it, you could probably take all of it because you can just rewrite the code that's on screen. Okay, for emergency work meetings. Oh no, Neko, I'm so sorry. Any doggo. I don't have a Discord, but I really want to game with you sometimes. I hate rules. Well, I mean, I only play with friends. And I keep stream chat separate from, you know, playing with people. As well as like I don't participate, like I don't live stream people under the age of 18. So Delta lied. He taught us how to hack mainframes and other naughty stuff. Yes. You see, this is how I like the VTuber community. Yeah. And that's the thing for me is like VTubers and people in general, I think on Twitch will grow by who they are, right? If I make some special sauce for my stream, you know, I'm gonna keep some of it, right? Because it's, you know, it's kind of my stuff. But at the same time, if it's just like, here's what I did and mix it up, right? Everyone has access to it. It's not anything that's specifically mine. Then I'll be like, yeah, sure, fucking whatever, take it. Like, it doesn't matter. Being 18 plus and having under 18 stuff is a dangerous game. Yeah. So like when I stream to Twitch, I'm keeping in mind that Twitch is 13. On Discord, we have an 18 plus section and an under 18 section, right? And the reason for that is because if people are under the age of 18, they can masquerade as people over the age of 18. And it does not matter what you do. They will do it anyway. And my intent is that by making it known that I don't really like to separate based on age groups, or I don't like treating people differently based on age groups. I feel like it'll be more welcoming for people to just be honest about how old they are when it comes to joining the Discord server or behaving in chat or shit like that. Because if you're the type of person who's going to be like, I'm not going to do, you have to be 18 to talk and stream, you have to be 18 and be in the Discord, you have to be yada yada yada, you're just going to incentivize people who aren't 18 to say they are 18. And that's not good either. You don't win. You can't win in this scenario. You just try to be honest. And if I'm trying to be honest with everyone else, hopefully they'll be honest with me. And if not, they get fucking banned. I just like watching your content. Thank you. And I do appreciate that. My Discord has an Insta yeet as soon as we learn you are under 18. Yeah. And for me, my Discord is when you join, right, you go through a verification process. So you have a captcha you have to get through. And then you go into the rules section. And then within the rules section, it's basically, are you over 18 or are you under 18? And just like, be honest. Because if we find out you're under 18, you're going to get banned. Right? If we find out you're under 18 in the section for people over 18, you're going to get banned from both platforms. Which would happen anyway if we were an 18 only server, right? So the point of that is being like, if you're under 18, then just click this, and then you get like the one channel that's like the under 18 channel that you could talk to everyone else who's also under 18. And if you're over 18, you get every channel but the underage channel. And if you wanted to go to the underage channel, then you would essentially have to opt in, where it's like you have to go react to a role and then you can get access to that channel. And basically it's saying, don't be a dick. These people are obviously underage. Don't do fucking stupid things and behave. And until it's abused, you know, it'll be there. And it's kind of the best that I can do, right? Because my Discord server, we don't have nudity, right? There's no section that you can go to post titties or pussy or ass or like whatever, right? You can't do that anywhere on the Discord server at all. So I don't need to worry about that in the first place. Oh yeah, absolutely, Astra. So it's basically an honor system. Says you, Sagwat, don't make me hit you with a ban hammer. Yeah, it's an honor system. Our language is a bit lewd. Oh well, yeah. Well, in that case, you know, on my server, you keep that out of the under 18 section, and then it's fine. But yeah, I try to treat everyone with respect, regardless of age, because I think that's how you get people to treat you with respect as well. Because there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. If someone wants to be 17 or 16-year-olds and say they're 18, they're going to do that regardless of anything that anyone has in place, right? They're just going to say they are. And they're going to go in your Discord server. They're going to go to my Discord server. They're going to go to anyone's 18 plus Discord server. They're going to say they're 18 when they're not going to be 18. And then it doesn't matter. So because I know that, looking at you, governments, because I know that, I basically go, look, it's cool if you're not, but I really would like you to be in the section where you're supposed to be. And if people see that, I feel like they'll be more likely to go, okay, that's fair. I'll go over here. And then when I turn 18, I can join everyone else, right? They're not going to be banned from my Twitch. They're not going to be banned from the Discord. They just get segregated into somewhere where they can be safer. And that's all I can ask for. That's all I can try to do. And I'm going to have an issue with it. Everyone's going to have an issue with it, you know? My language is awful. Mine can be pretty bad. I don't like when people lie. Yeah, I don't either. You know, I try my best. But as an Aussie, it comes with the territory. Also fair. You know, I try my best. I know if I get bigger as a VTuber, as a streamer in general, I'm going to run into issues where people are going to lie about their age. And I'm going to need moderators. And, you know, people are going to have to get kicked. And, you know, people are going to have to get vetted. And, like, a whole bunch of other stuff. And, but that kind of comes with the territory of being on the internet. As a Hispanic, it does as well. Yeah, Astro, I'm interested. I gotta stick around for more streams because I'm interested in just seeing like the behavioral flow. Because I've only been able to stick around for like 5 to 10 minutes before I'm like, and then I need to stop streaming and then go eat food or like whatever. I gotta say fuck every chance I get. I'll be deported back to my homeland. Sir, you have not hit your fuck quota for the week. Shit balls. I mean, fuck. How do you like it when I'm there? It's fun. It's fun. It seems very like it seems very inviting. It seems like very like open to people. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean that's kind of the best way I can put it. Discord hits 150. You need at least 3 or 4 mods. F500. Jesus fuck, that is moderation hell. Oh, like I wouldn't say home-like. I would say more like a bar. Oh, like it's very obviously designed to be entertainment, but it's also very obviously designed to be an inclusive entertainment, right? So like a bar is kind of like what I think about, you know, when people like go out and they're like, I want to go mingle with people and I want to be involved in the process, but it's also not going to be like a bookstore where you're just like everyone's quiet and cozy and like doing their own thing, right? It seems to have a higher energy. But there are some people I know, right, who have a very like calmer energy and project a calmer presence. Without it would be like, okay, this is more like a bookstore where people are coming in talking a little bit and then like not talking a bunch, right? And then there's other people who are just like, brah. It's just like, okay, this is the energy. Yeah, I think I'm at like 100 people in the Discord server, but the activity is super low. It's super, super low. Most people I think use the Discord server as like stream notifications or checking in every now and then. I have like 2 mods, but I'm in my server like every day. I see everything. I see role changes. I see people leaving. I see people joining. I see when people are going live. Like, I see everything. And it's pretty calm. There's not a lot of conversations that happen in the Discord server. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. I share all the memes. Yeah, I saw that. I tried loading it when I was out today. I couldn't do it because the data was so slow. So they say I'm cozy, chaotic. Yeah, that's about right. Hang on. Are you, Astro, are you in my server? Because I was gonna nab you in a DM just to like bookmark it. Oh, send. Yeah, here. So I don't really, yeah, there you go. I don't really advertise Discord too much. I think people who want to be in the Discord will do the Discord command. I have a few servers, but I'm very socially awkward, so I rarely speak. I mean, you can improve that, mainly by continuing to do so. You know, you can help, like, you can help work on the socially awkward stuff by just exposing yourself to more situations. Because it's just like training, right? Or it's just like lifting, or it's just like fucking driving cars, right? The more times you put yourself in a situation, the more times you can react to it in different ways, the better you can figure out which ones are the good ones. You know, but it's all about desire too. If you don't give a shit about doing that, then fucking okay, who cares? But I don't think it matters. It depends. You know, it depends on what you want out of shit, right? If you want to socialize with people more, then you know that's something you need to work on. Then that's something you need to work on. A minute. Okay. Are you in the? You're probably in the entrance, aren't you? No, but Neko is. And now they're not. So I had a couple of people who like joined the Discord but never got through the capture verification, and you could just see them sitting in the entrance like with while unverified, and they were there for a week, so I kicked them, and I'm like, you're obviously not interested in being in the server. I'm in a few servers, but I'm not active in any of them, but I'm not active in some of them. Yeah, you know, for me, like, I try. the emote. I try to be active in my server because it's my server. But like Cinnamon doesn't talk there, Ebby doesn't talk there. Christy sometimes talks there. Sin sometimes talks there. You know, there's a lot of people who just don't talk because, spoiler alert, they have their own Discord servers. So like, they can't be in my Discord. When they want to engage with me or they want to find me, they know where to go. But, you know, it's like a bunch of business owners. Like, why don't you ever come to, like, a bunch of business owners who own restaurants, right? Well, you don't ever come to my restaurant. It's like, motherfucker, I own my own restaurant. I haven't been booted in them probably because I provide quality beans sometimes. I mean, yeah, you know, that works, but it's very much so like I try to be an understanding person, right? I try to understand that not everyone is going to be able to talk, right? My Discord server are primarily for fans of me, so that people who watch my streams, who engage primarily with me as a streamer, have a location to go to talk with other people who primarily engage with me as a streamer, right? If anyone else is in the Discord server, normally it's going to be other VTubers or other streamers or other like whatevers. And they're not going to be able to interact with me because they have to manage their own servers. And that's fine. I don't give a shit. Like, for the most part, I get it. Now, there's a difference between like not interacting and never interacting with anything ever, right? So like if you just disappear off the face of the planet and like you're never in my streams, I don't see you at all on Twitter and I don't see you at all on the Discord and like whatever, then at that point it becomes it becomes I still understand, still get it. You're doing your own thing.
Hello there.
Hi Sin. But even for me, like I still try to like sometimes end up in people's streams. Right? Hello Sin, as Sin knows, you know, I'm a full-time streamer. I stream 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I work on streaming outside of stream at least 2 to 3 hours a day every day of the week. And I can still find 5 or 10 minutes to just try to pop into somebody's stream and say hi. So if I can do it, I know others can too.
The sinner is in chat.
Oh, BRB. Okay, Astro. Back. Also, I got a question. What's up, Jack? You call me out. I feel like I get on your nerves sometimes. No, it's fine. Are we gonna do a raid today? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It really depends on how long we go for, how I'm feeling at the end of stream and stuff like that. Because I try not to raid and run. I try to raid and like stick around for a little bit. Oh, I gotta poke Astro. Wait, one mutual friend. Wait, we have a mutual friend. Wait, hang on, what? Hang on 1 second here. Hang on a second. Oh, we're both friends with Cinnamon. Oh, interesting. Echo, I didn't know you know Cinna. That's funny. I want to request a small streamer that I like. Yeah, I mean, I can check them out, but we have like 3 hours, so I'm probably gonna forget. Cinecat? Yeah. I didn't know. That's funny. That's super funny. I always like trying to figure out where people come from, but you and I got into a conversation almost immediately. So I forgot to ask how you found me. Lol. Oh god, bright theme. Ah, make it go away. Amber Vixen. Okay. Yeah, she's part of the VTuber hub too. I know way more people, and I found you via the VS Code thumbnail. That's so funny. Oh look, VS Code. That is actually so funny to me. I love that. That's great. Now I just need to turn back on my thingy. I turned off. There it is. I wonder who else you know. I don't honestly, I don't know a lot. Like, I hate to admit it. I will probably branch out at another time. Like, I'll probably do collabs and stuff again outside of like the group that I have, the people that I know. But like my engagement circle is very small. Do I know a bunch of them? Like, yeah, maybe I've seen them on passing on Twitter or seen them passing on Twitch, but like I haven't really gone out and seen people, you know? Do you know Kasunero or Fenrin? I might know Fenrin. Let's see. Nope. I do not. It's just so it's really hard with all the shit that I do. BRB. Okay, Amy. I forget if I talked about this yesterday, but it really annoys me that Norway doesn't get the hybrid angle of Saxon culture, but Normandy could spawn English culture and Crusader Kings too. Those are words I don't understand. Um. Okay, let me. Bada bing. There we go. Perfect. All right. I got another like 3 hours and 20 minutes to go. If they're still live, I could see it happening. If you want to meet other VTubers, I could send you something. I maybe, but not now. Mainly because I need to be careful. Like I need to be in a very specific headspace to go out and meet new people. And like I have to be comfortable with everyone that I already know has already been taken care of, right? So there's a couple like collabs I need to do or stuff like that. I don't mind meeting new people, but I kind of need to like make sure that other people don't feel like I'm just leaving them behind. Which can be kind of hard to do. I mean, I know there are some people like Senna and Natsu who like want to do more stuff with me, but I also want to like branch out and find new people. So it feels a little tough of being like, I know there are people out there who want to hang out and do games and do those sort of things, and they're gonna see me going out and finding new people to interact with, and I feel like it's gonna be like they're gonna be like, well, you have this time to find new people. How come we don't have time to like hang out? You know what I mean? And it's kind of awful because, you know, I don't want to be the dick that tells them like, look, we've had our time, we did our interactions, I now need to go move on. But in this industry, it's kind of what it is. If you're gonna put yourself out there, you need to keep putting yourself out there, right? You need to keep interacting and finding new people, and it just kind of sucks. It feels very manipulative in a way. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, because I don't want, like, Sin might be in chat. Sin and I, we hung out for a little bit. We did a stream, but we haven't done a collab since. And we appear sometimes. I sometimes appear in his stream. Like we appear in each other's streams and kind of like talk back and forth. But we haven't done anything since the initial one. Yeah, it's a part of the business aspect of Twitch, and it is. It definitely is. And it just kind of feels icky, you know what I mean? Of me going out like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find all these new people. Meanwhile, the people I've worked with, right, I'm leaving them behind. It almost feels like I'm using other people as stepping stones, and it's kind of hard to come to terms with. So every time I go to meet new people, I kind of have to come to terms with that and then move forward. I mean, I pop in a random Helldivers game, but it's not like I'm sitting here salivating over collabs. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the connections is not easy. And no, it's not. It's complacency is the harbinger of failure. And sometimes that means complacency with people. To a degree, you can find people you click with really well, and you can, you know, co-stream with them all the time. There's a bit of a problem with doing that, in that you will become known for your dynamic within that group. And if that group falls apart, doesn't get along anymore, or whatever, if that falls apart, then your content falls apart. Everyone's going to be asking, where's this person? Where's that person? Why aren't you playing with them? Right? So as much as I like collabing, because I do, I like hanging out with people. It's fun. In my brain, I'm like, okay, but you have to be you. You have to do your streams. You have to be on camera primarily, and you need to be able to entertain people. Because I've seen it with a couple of people. One of the ones recently, in my brain at least, maybe not like canonically, well, recent, or time recently, was Merryweather and Vox, where like Merryweather was having fun, you know, collabing and hanging out with Vox, but it basically ended up becoming like those two people, or like him and Vox, right? And I think he saw that and he was like, I don't want that. And I haven't seen anything about them interacting in like a year. And my request, my streamers are having computer problems. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Amy. And it's tough. It's like when you work in a corporation, right? It's a bit different, right? Because those are your co-workers, right? That is specifically what they're there for, what's designed for. They can't leave, they can't go away, and if you have a shitty relationship with them, you get fired, right? So when you're in a corporation or you're working with a group of people in a corporation, it's a bit easier to have those collabs, have those interactions, and have those raids. But when you're an indie VTuber, things become much more personal, and it's not company like I do this for a job. It is, oh well, if you don't want to hang out with me, it's because you don't like me, right? It's weird. It's got a whole thing to it. Yeah, switching it up or it becomes stale or the de facto. Yeah. So you can't be complacent, right? Complacency is the harbinger of failure. You need to continue to innovate. You need to continue to move forward. You need to continue to do new things or with new people or like new games or just new, like do new stuff. Because what ends up happening is that when somebody feels like that they've watched your content and they've done and absorbed all that your content is, there's nothing left for them. So there's no reason for them to watch it, right? So that's why when it comes to like streaming or being a streamer or being a variety streamer, you know, you gotta stay on the edge of games, right? Your content is going to end up being for people that you are playing the new stuff, right? They'll enjoy your character, they'll enjoy watching you do stuff, but the new thing that you're doing is the new game, right? Or a new group of people or a new adventure or like whatever. There are some people who will always be there for you. There are some people who will always stick around. Doesn't matter what you do. They just like the person, and you could play Pokemon for the 100th time and they'll still be like, whatever. But when you're treating it more like a business, like I have to. So, you might not know this because I didn't say it yet, obviously. Or I did. Maybe I did. But I do this for a living, right? So I do this to earn an income and earn money to be able to eat food and survive. And I have to think about it in a business aspect, because if I don't get to live. So I don't get the option of treating it just like a hobby or like a side job. This is my everything. This is everything that I have to do. And if I fuck this up, I fuck up my life. I've learned it less about the games and more about who you are. People come to the connection than the game, most of the cases. I mean, yes. But you have people who, if you want to captivate more, so again, business in a business sense, if you want to captivate more people, you need to be doing things that people are looking for, and staying new or staying on top of things or rotating stuff is how you stay in that space, right? So new games, stuff like that. You're always going to have your dedicated supporters, right? You know, those people aren't going to give a shit what you play. But your average viewership is just going to go down when you stop chasing the current thing, right? Because the people who watched you for the current thing, not for who you were, are going to move on to whatever the current thing is, right? So whatever the new Call of Duty is, or whatever the new season of Fortnite is, or like, you know, whatever new is out there. You know, and you got to pick your battles, right? You got to pick what games you want to play that are new, right? Shit that you enjoy and that you think your stream will enjoy. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of balance you have to find. But you do need to do that, right? It helps with discoverability. It helps get long-term viewers by doing the new content, stuff like that. This may just be me being too filtered towards people at this point, but if people give me that kind of talk when they've taken something too personal, after I've clearly stated otherwise, because I'm straightforward with people, especially in a business-related things, then I'm automatically discarding said person because the type of non-assimilation of my statement boundaries is an automatic filter trigger for me. I don't mean if that sound, well, mean, but it is what it is. The balance is hard. If done wrong, burnout. Bingo. 100%. If you're not doing what you enjoy, and it becomes, well, it is a job, but if you're not doing what you enjoy and being able to thrive from it, then you either need to do it less because it's a burden, or you need to change what you're doing. In regard to what Harris said, it can be really difficult because being straightforward in that aspect, though, is personally beneficial, establishing the boundaries, can be businessly unbeneficial, inbeneficial, whatever the opposite of beneficial is, non-beneficial, whatever. Because you filter out other people who may have been okay with that, but as an initial thing, as an initial pop-up, can put them off. And that can be really tough. You on the one hand, you want to be able to tell people like, hey, look, this is a collab, and I'm doing it because we've never done it before, and I want to mix our audiences, yada yada yada, right? And some people respect that, and you might say like, I'm not interested in forming a specific friendship out of this. I think it's supposed to be fun, some fun thing, some cool new thing, someone in the pocket to hang out with if things work out, right? And some people are okay with that. And then there are the people who I saw on Twitch or on Twitter, because I saw something like this happen before, and I posted about it. Some people who are like, well, I don't want to collab with people who I'm not going to be friends with. And I understand that sentiment. Swatster, that's a scary name. Hello. I understand the sentiment of like not collabing with people who you don't think you're going to be friends with, because you obviously want to work with people who you think you can form, more concurrent things. Can I ask you a question? As your second message, maybe? But I have like the ban hammer, like, just, dude, I'm ready. Because like, it's sketchy. You can, but it's sketchy. Because you're the third different person in my streaming in the last 3 months who've like, can I ask you a question? And it's like, I don't know, man. Am I going to have to ban you? Not everyone, asks bad things, but hey, it is what it is. These two exact messages feel rather similar. Yeah. Or familiar. Yeah. How do you feel about green beans? Ooh, I don't like green beans. Okay, I didn't have to ban you, so we cool. I'll get back to the green beans. So the collab stuff, you got to find the right people to collab, the people who understand, that it's not personal, it's kind of a business thing, and it can be personal, but it needs to grow from a business thing into a personal. Like Gomi and I, we work well together. Gomi and I have only collabed twice in the last like 2 months. But we work well together, and we message once every 2 or 3 weeks, right? It's fine. But okay, so regarding green beans, I do not like green beans. I do not like green beans. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them semi-ham. I don't like green beans because they're way too squeaky. And when they're cooked, when they're like, sometimes like the way they're cooked, they get like really nasty and mushy, and it's just like, bleh. Yeah, I'm not a fan of green beans. Deadpool or Wolverine? Deadpool because he's funny. Wolverine's cool, but like, not what I was expecting. Yeah, same. They have to be sweet-ish green beans. I can't eat them without salt. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. I don't know why, but I want to draw you with a bloody pan hammer. Yeah. So like, when it comes to green beans, I'm very picky. I do not like mushy or squeaky textures, and green beans have both, which means they're a big no-go for me. If they're cooked in a specific way, then they're not too bad. If they're salted, they're not too bad. But like, I don't know. Collabs are also a double-edged sword. They can bring you up, but they also make you look bad if your collab pactor does something dumb. Yes. Oh yeah. We had that interesting conversation. I was playing Overwatch, I believe. And we had the conversation of being responsible for your collab partner's actions. Of like, they did something dumb or illegal, and it comes back to bite you in the ass. And it's like, dude, it's not like I endorsed this guy, or girl. I didn't endorse them going out and doing the dumb illegal thing, or either or. And you can end up in a situation where people are like, well, because you collabed with them, that makes you a bad person. And it's like, because negative narrative spreads so fast. Have you ever tried apple butter? You ever tried apple butter? Yeah. No, but I've tried maple butter. And maple butter was really good. I haven't tried apple butter. I think that's too softly said in a way. I would have. Okay, I think that's too softly said in a way. And I've seen that everyone, admittedly, I've caught myself doing it sometimes as well, where the way I express myself has to be edited in a way as if I'm talking on, walking on glass around people, because the majority of people just seem to be so sensitive to every non-tailored, sugar-coated phrasing. Even if you did sugarcoat something, oftentimes they'll still misunderstood it, which makes it very hard to talk to people genuinely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, see, and the thing is that, like, for me, when people behave like that way towards me, I will behave that way back. And sometimes that involves me going, are you being a dick right now, or am I just not kind of getting what you're meaning, right? And for the most part, that's primarily with friends or people I've have some association with. But yeah, you need to, like, there's this weird social dance of the level of sugarcoating you do to something indicates your level of effort or appreciation towards the other person, right? Where they'll appreciate you not being blunt because it shows effort in you trying to communicate with them. It's real fucking weird. Hello, autism. Yeah. Delta stands alone after a grueling battle, slaying boss all around him as his pants loosen. As he pants, he loses his grip on an oil slick hammer with the word banned scrawled along the side of the head. What's the plan for today? As it stands right now, I'm enjoying the chatting stream. We might move on to games when stream chat inevitably dies down, because it will. But if it doesn't, you know, I don't mind being a just chatter streamer. I have a lot of things to say and a lot of replies, and that's kind of what I do. But if chat dies down, then, you know, I stay entertaining by moving into a game stream where, you know, things going on in the background are the things people can listen to. I learned who the hell cares. Just say it as it's on your mind. Either way, either they like you or don't, and life moves on. Yeah, for me, I appreciate the sentiment. And thanks for the face subs. I appreciate the sentiment, and I often feel the same way. But when it comes to having it as a business thing, where, yes, you're right, who the hell cares? But the problem with that is when it kills a business opportunity. It's not just about a social interaction of you, the other person, and you don't lose anything, right? You don't talk to them. If you fuck it up on a collab or in integrating with another person, what you lose is the potential viewers, the potential growth, and, like, the potential financial support or income that opportunity could have gave you, right? So on the one hand, if it's a personal thing, somebody you're meeting, somebody you're talking with outside of streaming, then fuck yeah, I agree 100%.
Ads are going to start in a couple of minutes. Please be patient.
But if it comes to streaming specifically, you have to weigh, you kind of have to weigh if it's important to you and if it's your job, yada, yada, yada. You have to weigh it not working versus it working, and which one is more valuable to you, right? How much are you going to change in order to make it work? You know, I'm not going to change a lot. It's just who I am. I'll change a little bit. I'll try to get things to kind of work out. But I'm not going to change a bunch, because, you know, I just don't think in the way of, like, it's all going to work out, it's all going to be beneficial and all that sort of stuff. So, like, there's some weight to the choice. I love how everyone is having a serious chat. I'm over here like, do you like butter? That's fine, Jack. That's Twitch chat in a nutshell. Don't worry about it. It is a valid question. Woof. Dog with a butter dog. Hi, Ghost Nappa. Someone relating to what you said about having to stay fresh to keep people. I feel like an outlier in that regard, because I view Twitch as a place to hang out. Most of my lurking is akin to parallel play. I mean, if you have a core audience, you don't really need to, right? It's not so much staying fresh for the purposes of keeping your core audience. It's more along the lines of, like, your core audience average might be, like, let's say 30, offhand number. Your core audience is about 30 people, right? If you do something new, there's a high probability your core audience will be there, and then you'll have the new audience, which will be people who found you because you're doing the new thing. So, like, yeah, you can keep your average viewers by being you, right? But you can increase it by allowing other people to discover you through the new content. Hello, Pipes. Butter is nice. Maple butter is really good. I would just fucking... Dude, maple butter is essentially frosting. I'd just eat that shit. It's so good. I think there's a difference between being polite and sugarcoating. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Also, not only care, sometimes that can be led by fear depending on who you're talking to. Seeing how many people in the VTubing community get into social situations where people were interpreted as different personality, and then suddenly there's a shock and awe if something opposite to the character happens. Like, do people really not realize that you only know somebody to the extent that they let you know? I mean, genuinely, yeah. And it's even worse when the person's mask, the person that they're letting you see, when that personality feels very three-dimensional, because that's when, like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that, he would never do that, he was such a good boy, you know, that shit comes up. Because when you're a two-dimensional personality, when you're a character, people can be like, I can see that this is a character, or that they're playing a character, right? Because they're very, very two-dimensional. When you see a three-dimensional person, like autism masking, it can be really hard for people to be like, oh, that's not how you are, like, actually, because you're so good at being this, that it can be really off-putting. For me, I try to stay genuine. I'm obviously not, like, I am an entertainer. There is some degree of, like, uppityness and presentorialness that I need to do in order to be a streamer and to be entertaining. But I'd like to think that most of it comes out of a base of, like, my personality that doesn't change. This time it wasn't me. Yeah, fair. I love apple and pear jelly. I should get some jelly. Always a good boy. That's me. I got so used to masking that I'm still mostly out of touch with who I really am outside of my interests. Yeah, it's fucking hard, man. Masking is, like, really detrimental to your long-term mental health because you have to spend a shit ton of time refiguring out who you are. You have to spend a shit ton of time being like, this is what I like. Okay, fuck everyone else. This is what I don't like. Okay, fuck everyone else. Right? You have to spend so much time just being like, okay, I get it. I'm not like everyone else. And I'm going to ride this train. I'm just going to fucking ride this train and try to accept that as much as I can. And that can be really tough, especially in society when everyone around you is expecting you to behave in the same way everyone else around them behaves. It's rough. Pepper jelly? Haven't tried that. I like fruits. I'm a sucker for fruits. Although I do like sriracha sauce. What's that? No, sweet Thai chili sauce. That stuff's good. I like that stuff. I have to go. Okay, Liz, take care. I hope the rest of your night is good if you don't come back. Literally spending the years everyone else spent forming their senses of self, pretending to be normal. Peppers are a fruit. God, I hate that you're right. It's like, in my brain, they're like not a fruit because they are like a vine or like whatever, but they are. But they're not like they're not like high sugar content fruit, you know what I mean? So, like, whenever I think about fruit, it's like, oh, and mangoes and raspberries and apples and pears and oranges and like all the shit that's super high in sugar content. I'll see you later. I gotta jump. Hey, no problem. If this is because of work, because one of the last things you said was emergency work call, I hope everything goes well at work. But yeah, you know, I stream every day, so come say hi whenever. I'll be, you know, I stream 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I'll be around. Peppers aren't sweet. They aren't a fruit. Well, no, you're just not meant to eat them. Birds are. Thanks. And yeah, work fun. Oh no, I'm sorry. I hope it goes well for you. All right, I'm back. Welcome back, Sin. My brain just shut down for a second.